Though I did not practice law, I found the lessons that I learned and the skills I gained here served me very well in life. I suspect that that is true of every one of the more than 5,000 graduates of the School of Law. We were challenged by our education here, and there's no question that we benefited greatly from it. The evidence is all around you. Take a look at the people seated here today, at the scores of law school graduates with us today, the leaders of our community and state, attorneys, judges, business people, professors, legislators. Each and every one of us owes a debt of gratitude to the University of Arkansas School of Law. I am proud to know that the loyal alumni of the law school have gone a long way toward helping to repay that debt. This building would not be possible without their support. The construction of the striking law school building, truly one of the centerpieces of our campus, was made possible in large part by them. Thank you. Thank you all for your generosity. Your vision, your generosity have provided a learning facility second to none for current and future generations of law students. This building is helping to position the School of Law as a national leader in technologically enhanced teaching, learning, and outreach.
It is my great honor to introduce our keynote speaker, Justice Sandra Day O'Connor. It is a special pleasure for faculty, students, graduates, and friends of this law school to welcome you, Justice O'Connor. The University of Arkansas has a proud tradition of service and progress in the law. For decades, this institution has provided the judges and advocates who serve the needs of citizens in their daily lives and created some of the greatest corporations on earth. An institution that has destroyed barriers in race, gender, religion, and identity. Justice O'Connor in her career has evoked many of these same ideals of service and justice.
This renovation and expansion will encourage excellent academic achievements. It's going to nurture some interesting and new scholarship, and it's going to nourish a sense of community among the students and the faculty and the staff, and I hope the alums. I hope it will do more. I hope it will inspire the students here to take an active role in our nation's ongoing efforts to secure fundamental liberties for all of our citizens. To that end, let me draw your attention to one of your new spaces, the seminar and meeting room, named for your 6 pioneers. The room's namesakes were the first 6 African-American students to attend this law school. Silas Hunt was the first in 1948, 1 year before I started law school out in California. Now, the other named pioneers, Jackie Shropshire, George Haley, Christopher Mercy, Wiley Branton, and George Howard Jr. followed in the next 3 years. Now, Mr. Hunt was admitted without litigation or violence, making this law school the first in the South voluntarily to admit an African-American student. And Mr. Hunt's success was no doubt aided by the pressures brought to bear on the school by Clifford Davis, who couldn't get admission here, despite trying twice in the years before Mr. Hunt was admitted. Mr. Davis attended Howard University in Washington instead. Well, breakthroughs almost always open a new chapter or struggle, even when they close an earlier one. The 6 pioneers here broke down the race barrier, but it was decades before African-American students generally were treated equally in our nation's schools. And Brown was a landmark decision, but in many ways it was only the beginning of legal challenges of guaranteeing racial equality under law. Just 5 years ago, the Supreme Court once again took up one of the challenges in a case mentioned by the dean, in a case called Grutter versus Bollinger, which challenged the so-called affirmative action program at University of Michigan's law school. I authored that decision in which the court reaffirmed the importance of diversity in education. And I applaud Dean Nance and this law school for their commitment to that ideal. Now, what are you students to make of all this? I suggest to you that you will witness your generation's own movements for social change. Indeed, as the story of your 6 pioneers and its historical context demonstrate, in a sense, these movements don't have a beginning or an end. They're part of our nation's ongoing effort to secure fundamental liberties for our citizens. If you seek them out, you will have opportunities to help in that endeavor, whether as public servants like Justice Marshall and Chief Justice Vinson, or as pioneers living lives of example like your 6 pioneers here. Now, ours is a nation rooted in the principle of the rule of law, and our commitment to that ideal makes legal change a cornerstone of every effort to get fundamental liberties. It's a good thing, then, that you're going to have such wonderful facilities in which to study the law and such a wonderful faculty to inspire you when you're here. Put them to good use, will you? Thank you.